Hello again. The fourth website that I'm choosing to talk about is called NewsELA. It's newsela.com. It's another one where you would want to go ahead and create your own account. I already have one, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in. NewsELA gives a variety of nonfiction articles. All of the articles are nonfiction, which is sometimes the nonfiction is hard to find, especially nonfiction that's going to interest the kids. And so far, I've really had good luck with my kids being interested in the articles that NewsELA has. One of the reasons that I really like NewsELA, so let's say I'm going to click on this one, the panda one. Kind of my favorite thing about it is that they have the same article in a variety of Lexiles. And if you're familiar with the Lexile system, Lexiles are kind of the reading level of the passage. So this one popped up at 850 to start with, which puts it at about a 5th grade level. So the article that they're showing right now is written at a 5th grade level. If I have kiddos that aren't quite at the 5th grade level, I can bump the Lexile down to, this one goes down to a 3rd grade level. So then it's the same information, but it's presented in text that's a little bit easier to read. And the same thing, I can actually go up to an Lexile of 1140, which for this story would put it at about an 8th grade reading level. So I can have kids working on grade level for my 5th graders. I can have, if I have gifted kiddos, I can have them working on a story that's, or a text that's just a little bit more difficult, so that all my kids are getting what they need as far as the level they're working on. And that goes along with ISTE T2C, customize and personalize learning activities to address students' diverse learning styles, working styles, and abilities using digital tools and resources. Another thing I want to point out, if you see an article that has ES on it, that means that the article is available in different Lexiles, but also is available in Spanish, which for me is kind of important because I do have kids, I have 2 kids in my class that, in my homeroom class anyway, that are considered non-English speaking, and they do read Spanish, so I could give them an article in Spanish so they can still get the information and actually understand what it says rather than get bogged down in, I don't know what this word means in English. And then they can still participate in discussions with the rest of the class based on what the article is about. And the Spanish passages do have different Lexiles as well. Another thing that's really nice about NewsELA is that a lot of the articles are current events. I mean, I get emails a couple times, I might get them every day. I don't remember if it's every day or if I get them every couple days, but emails about articles that are coming up that have to do with current events. And some of those, like this immigration one, is a hot topic for kiddos in my town right now because a lot of them, most of them, to be honest, are Hispanic. And quite a few of them came in illegally, so that's kind of a hot topic. If you had kids that you felt like were up to this topic here where it's students defy gender stereotypes, that's not a topic that I'm going to talk about with everyone, but there's kids that I could see, yeah, this is a legitimate topic that could be discussed. And just being able to have articles that where you can talk about real world problems, current problems, things that are going on is really kind of important. And that goes on with it, that goes along with ISTE T1B, engage students in exploring real world issues and solving authentic problems using digital tools and resources. There's a couple other things that I want to point out. If you come up in search, you can kind of filter what you're searching for. You can choose specific grade levels. You can choose Common Core standards that go along with that. If you do an advanced search, you can if you're looking for primary sources, references, essays, you kind of have those options as well. And another thing that I find handy in social studies right now, we are getting ready to talk about the American Revolution. And if you search American Revolution and scroll down, it comes up with text sets. And a text set will give you a variety of, I must have clicked on the wrong one. There we go. A variety of passages, articles that all have to do with the Revolutionary War. So now I can read an article in reading that maybe has something to do with the Revolutionary War, and then we can talk about it in social studies and cover some of the content. So maybe I can cover cause and effects in reading, and then talk about some more content related things in social studies, and kind of get that interdisciplinary learning going on, which kind of helps them, remember things a little bit better. You do have the ability, so let's say I'm going to go back to this Panda article. You do have quizzes that you can give, and if you set your kids up with a class, you can have them do quizzes online, and you can assign that. You also have the ability to have some writing to go along with if you've set up your kids with their own class. If you don't want to bother with setting up your kids doing it online, you can print the article, and you have some choices when it comes to printing. You can print just the article, you can print the article and the quiz, and you can also print the article, quiz, and answer key. I usually don't actually assign them to do the articles online. We use the articles a lot to help with AVID, which is Advancement via Individual Determination. That's one of the programs that my district does, and there's a lot of annotating that goes on with AVID and learning how to highlight and find keywords and things like that. So I tend to print them so they can highlight, write notes on the actual text rather than just do it online. I really have enjoyed using News ELA and finding articles that interest the kids that are still nonfiction, and we can cover different topics that they need to learn. And it's really handy to have the ability to have the same article with different readability levels, so that kids are still getting the same information, but in a way that's maybe a little bit easier or more challenging for some of those kids. So I hope everyone gives it a try. Thanks.